This video is going to be on solving proportions involving similar figures. This states that each pair of figures is similar, we just need to find the missing side. So since they're similar, then the sides have to be proportional to each other. That means that this first figure will have the same ratio to the second figure. So I'm going to start with writing out the fractions for them since they are proportional to each other. So the top is 9 over, so if I go to the second figure, the top is x. So this would be the same ratio. 9 over x should equal to, since I started with this first figure on the first fraction, I have to start with this first figure on the second fraction. So I have the number 1 over the number 12. Now there is such thing what you call cross multiplication, but I really want to focus on this scaling factor. So I want to figure out how do I get from 12 to x. So if I have to go from 12 to x, that means I have to go from 1 to 9. Now how do I scale to 1 to 9? So again, going back to dilation, multiply or divide. So I need to multiply 1 by 9 to get to 9. So I multiply by 9. I have to do that to both parts, so times 9. So 12 times 9, that's really what we're doing here. X will be equal to 12 times 9. 12 times 9 is 108. So x equals 108. So 108 over 12 would be 9 over 1. So that means that this is how we show proportional. That the scale of these will be the same. If we go over to number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set up my fraction. I might have to simplify so that I can figure out the scale, but we're going to set up a fraction. So on this first picture, I'm going to put x is here, and that goes along with the 16. So I'm going to have x over 16 is equal to x over 16. Then we have the 8 over 32. 8 over 32. Now you can actually simplify by doing 8 over 32. 8 over 32 actually becomes 1 over 4. So this is x over 16 equals 1 over 4. So we have to figure out how to get from 1 to x. So if we're going from 1 to x, we have to go from 4 to 16. Now how do we scale from 4 to 16? Again, multiplication or division. We go 4 times 4 gives us the 16. So that means we have to multiply the same scale from 1 to x. So we do 1 times 4. So that means that x has to equal to 1 times 4 is 4. So x equals 4. Using the scale factor, using dilations. If we go to number 3, same thing. My first figure, I have 12 would correspond to x. So I'd have 12 over x equals. Then I'd have 10 over 5. So again, I want to simplify. Since my fraction here, I can simplify this. I would have 12 over x is equal to 10 over 5 can be written as 2, which is just 2 over 1. So now, how do we scale? We want to go from 1 to x. We figure out from the number to the letter. So that means I have to find the same scale from 2 to 12. How do we scale from 2 to 12? You would multiply by 6. 2 times 6 gives us 12. That means we have to do that same scale here. So it's 1 times 6. 1 times 6 is 6. So x would just equal to 6. Number 4, same setup. I'm going to start with the 4 over, it corresponds to the x, equals, then I'm going to have the 10 over the 70. So this one I want to simplify. This is 4 over x is equal to 1 over 7. because I'm just simplifying 10 over 70 is 1 over 7. So we want to know, how do we get from 7 to x? We talk about how to get from 1 to 4. How do we scale from 1 to 4? Since I'm doing the same scale, 1 to 4 is times 4. That means I have to times 4 on this one as well. 7 times 4 is 28. So x is equal to 28. We're going to do that the same scale factors for all of these problems. So if we look at number 5, I'll go ahead and write my first fraction. I'm going to start with the 10 and the x. 10 over x is equal to 11 over 88. So I have 10 over x is equal to 1 over 8. 8 to x, 1 to 10. I have to multiply by 10. I have to multiply by 10. So then x has to equal to 80. 8 times 10 is equal to 80. Because we have to scale up. On number 6, I'm going to start with x over 56 is equal to 12 over 84. Now to simplify, 12 over 84 will become 1 over 7 if I use my calculator. So I have x over 56 is equal to 1 over 7. Let's check that. 12 over 84. 12 divided by 84. Math, enter, is 1 over 7. So now we want to go from 1 to x. So from 7 to 56. Multiply 7. 7 times what gives you 56? You have to multiply by 8. 7 times 8 gives you 56. We'll do the same thing here. So 1 times 8 is 8. So x is equal to 8. On number 7, x goes with 8 equals 72 goes with 8. Now on here, I actually don't have to simplify because I can see that 8 and 8 on the bottom, if I wanted to scale that, these would actually be equal to each other. That means that this scale also has to be equal to each other. So x has to be 72. I don't need to actually simplify that. X is equal to 72. Because these side lengths are the exact same, that means that these side lengths also have to be the exact same. On number 8, I have 45 over 9 is equal to 25 over x. So I want to simplify this. 45 over 9 is actually 5 over 1. So 5 over 1 is equal to 25 over x. So scale. How do I scale from 5 to 25? Is actually multiplied by 5. I have to multiply by 5. So x will be 5 times 1. X is equal to 5. On number 9, I have 22 over 11 is equal to x over 9. 22 over 11 is really 2 over 1. 2 over 1 is equal to x over 9. So I need to go from 2 to x. So I need to go from 1 to 9. Sorry. 2 over 1 is equal to x over 9. I have to go from 2 to x, so I need to go from 1 to 9. So 1 to 9 is times 9. So I need to times 9. 2 times 9 is 18. So x has to equal to 18. Then on number 10, I have 72 over 12. Has to be equal to 72, then x over 10. 72 divided by 12 is really 6. So it's going to be 6 over 1 is equal to x over 10. So how do we get from 6 to x? We go from 1 to 10. So we have to multiply by 10. So multiply by 10. So x becomes 60. So we're going to do 11 through 20 the exact same way. Just write them out. So 10 over 110 equals 3 over x. So 10 divided by 110 should be 1 over 11. 1 over 11 equals 3 over x. So I have to multiply by 3 to get from 1 to 3. So 11 times 3 is equal to 33. Okay. On number 12, we'll have 6 over x is equal to 6 over 60. And again, before I try and simplify, I noticed that 6 and 6 have to be the same. So to scale from that, they have to be equal. So they also have to be equal. So x has to be equal to 60. Because you can see that these two side lengths are the exact same. That means that these two side lengths have to be the exact same. On 13, I'll start with 20 over 10 is equal to 14 over x. 20 over 10 is 2 over 1. So we have 2 over 1 equals 14 over x. So 1 to x, 2 to 14. So that's times 7. That means that's times 7. X equals 1 times 7. X equals 7. We have 48 over 6 is equal to 48 over x. And again, we have 48 to 48. Those have to be the same. Automatically, 6 has to be the same as x. So x equals to 6. So again, you look to see you have the exact same side lengths. These have to be the exact same side lengths as well to be proportional. 15, we have x over 21 equals 11 over 77. So we have really x over 21 equals 1 over 7. So from 1 to x, 7 to 21, we have to multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. So x is equal to 3. On 16, we have 35 over x is equal to 56 over 8. So we have 35 over x is equal to 7 over 1. We want to go from 1 to x, so 7 to 35. We have to multiply by 5, multiply by 5, so x equals 5. 17, we have 10 over 50 is equal to 12 over x. 10 over 50 is 1 over 5, so 1 over 5 is equal to 12 over x. 5 to x, 1 to 12. Multiply by 12, multiply by 12. 5 times 12 is equal to 60. So x is equal to 60. 18, we have 9 over x is equal to 6 over 60. 6 over 60 is 1 over 10, so 9 over x is equal to 1 over 10. So 10 to x, 1 to 9, you have to multiply by 9, multiply by 9. So x equals 90. On 19, we have 56 over x is equal to 48 over 6. So we have 56 over x is equal to 48 divided by 6 is 8, so it's 8 over 1. So 1 to x, 8 to 56. 8 to 56 is times 7, so we have to times 7. 1 times 7 is 7, so x equals 7. And last one on number 20, we have 8 over x is equal to 2 over 6. So we have 8 over x is equal to 2 over 6 is 1 over 3. So we want to go from 3 to x, 1 to 8. We have to multiply by 8, multiply by 8. So 3 times 8 is 24, so x is equal to 24. So we're doing scaling up or scaling down, depending on which one you need. If you needed to scale down, you would divide by the number. So you simplify the fraction, get it to the lowest form, and then see how you can scale from the number to the x. We always want to go from number to the x, so then you use that same scale on the other numbers.